Tutorials with Shimmy. I am going to continue to demonstrate a little bit more with watercolor. What I'm going to work on right now is some of the examples that you've hopefully looked at already in Schoology and seen the different types of fun things that we can do. Our first thing is going to be inspirational. You notice that the last one I demonstrated, I had put the word be kind. So right now you have 3 different sizes, your small, your medium, and then the large one that we had used last time. We do not want the large one, and we do not want the medium one. We want just a small piece. And the also cool thing is, because we had so many of these boards donated to us last year, is that you got a small board and a large board, which is cool that you can keep working. Some of them have film on them still. Go ahead and just take it off. If it has masking tape on it, go ahead, take it off, because we don't need it on there. Some of you are the very first people to ever use some of these small ones. Put it into the garbage. Always keep your space clean. I'm going to go ahead and put this on here. Again, you must put tape on all 4 edges, all 4, to make sure that when it dries for you that it stays nice. And I'm actually going to come in here and put the tape on. Again, at least half and half of what your tape is. If you do not put it down enough on the actual paper, it might lift off and it will not dry flat because of that sizing that's in the watercolor paper. So now I have my 4 edges taped. I'm actually going to just move those over. I can feel some static from this. That's kind of funny. Right now I'm not going to do any words on here. I am literally going to just experiment a little bit. I'm not going to do anything with cheesy hearts or anything like that. I want just a very simple, non-objective design, which means I'm not going to recognize anything in it. There's no shapes or anything. Shapes might evolve, but I'm not trying to do a duck or a teddy bear or anything like that. So the one that I had demonstrated, that was the wet on dry, kind of something similar to that. Sometimes the kids refer to it as ombre. I can refer to it as shading from light to dark. And you're going to do a couple of these, and you're going to have to let them sit before you can do another layer on it. Now I'm going to come in with blue again, just through here. And I'm going to do the value where I'm just adding the water to it and blending it out, or ombre. Then I am going to add a little bit of green in there. I am going to leave some of that white. I like it when the white of that watercolor paper shows through. I don't like white halo images. I call it like that angel images around items when you draw or paint with acrylic. But when you can leave some of the white of the actual watercolor paper up and through, that is fun. Now I'm noticing a little area over here that I did not mean to actually go into. So I'm going to use my paper towel and I'm going to blot, because I don't really want blue in there. I just want the green. There we go. And some people are like, I don't like any of this. If you need to, and you must, you can come around here and go through and do that. Totally simple and easy. But this is the stage that I will end for this one, because I need this to completely dry. Some of you might have hair dryers at home. If you want to plug in your hair dryer and use it over this, you totally can. Do not hold it too close, because it will get super hot. But hold it up, I would say at least a good 4 to 6 inches away from it, so that it will dry faster. Hi, welcome back. This is Shimmy again. And it has been a day later, because like I said, I did need you to let this one piece completely dry before we go over it with another second coat. And again, my upside down little palette works great. You can totally tell that they are still moist. I even left the water in my paint water over here because there's actually a little bit of filament that is at the bottom. And if you take it and you just go like this could easily be another wash because there's so much pigment still in there for me cleaning off my brushes. So I'm actually going to go ahead and see if this will do anything, and I'm just going to work on the side corner here. Oh, looks like it is definitely going to. And since I do want it to be a wash, I'm just going to add a little bit more water to it and bring it through. But not too much water. And if there is too much water, again, don't forget, blotting is a fantastic technique that most watercolor artists do use sometime in their life. There we go. All right, so now I am going to come back into, I think I'm going to do the blue here. I do have quite a bit of paint still here on my little tiny mini palette. So I'm going to go ahead and just refresh that. So basically this started out of the tube, but then it dries up and it almost becomes like one of the square little tiny palettes that you've had for years, and everyone's like, oh, those aren't good. Those are like for kindergarten and elementary school. Actually, no. They have some great, great brands out right now that really are awesome. So don't say that your little tiny palette of Crayola watercolors is not any good. Actually, when I first started doing watercolors and teaching all my lessons, that's all I used. Probably praying too. And no, I don't get any sidekicks from any of those. Those are just the two most common that are used. So you can see here that I've gone over with one more layer. I'm just going to clean the edges here so that I don't get completely filthy. I'm a very messy acrylic painting artist, but for watercolors, I'm a little bit more, as people would say, a little anal retentive, where I really like them to be nice and clean. Unless, of course, I'm doing a different type of technique that does not warrant it to be clean, and then it does not matter. And right now, I'm just pushing and pulling that water through. So you can see how the fun layers are starting to multiply and how they're translucent and not opaque like acrylic. I'm still going to keep working here with the blue. This blue just reminds me like the ocean, the beautiful sea, which we all know that's where Shimmy would always rather be, right next to the water on the beach. Now if you did it, well, you know now, don't you? And again, don't forget that the grade of this watercolor paper is not top-notch. It's completely fine, but it will only absorb so much water. So for this piece, I'm actually going to be done with this piece for today. I'm going to let it actually dry. I added on one part over here, and then I went over here, added on a layer. Here was the third one, and then here was the fourth one. And this one does need to be finished for now. I gotta let that dry.